Hello.
How have you been? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. No, I'm able to hear. Yes, I have been great, sir. Thank you. How about you?
Yes, I've been fine. I've been fine. The winter continues in Bangalore, so the
Mhm,
weather's good.
mhm,
Uh, I happened to finish a 10-day uh, coaching camp with
Okay.
school children. So
Mhm,
I finished it in the last days,
mhm.
and it happened to be a public speaking workshop
Okay.
for sixth standard.
For sixth standard. Okay.
Yeah, sixth standard. It has its challenges
Mm-hmm.
because to deal with them in the class is not easy.
Mm.
There were 30, 35 students in each class. I was teaching two classes, and
Okay.
they are children, 11, 12 years old. Uh,
Yeah.
for some of them, it may not be the most interesting subject. For
Mm-hmm.
some it was. So it was a good experience. I mean, a really good experience teaching because I'm not a regular teacher. You know,
Okay.
uh,
So
you
what
know.
you taught them?
Yeah, essentially, we were told to speak. I mean, teach because it came from the school management. So we were
Mm.
told to teach them uh, extempo speeches. You give a subject and you talk for 2 minutes, or you
Okay.
prepare a speech for 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
plus some English related like idioms and similes and you know
Okay.
linking words and to improve the English a little bit. They're only in the sixth standard,
Mm. My daughter is
so
also in sixth grade. Yeah.
yeah. But the key thing is to make them come in front of the class
Mm.
and talk
Yes.
for that period of time, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, depending.
Mm.
Some were very good for the age, and some are nervous, some are shy, some are
Mm.
afraid or gabrat and all that. But the idea is to make them more confident. That's all.
Yes.
Because what happens with this is it is personality development.
Mm.
That's all. Speaking, yes, is by the way you're speaking, but essentially you become a more confident person,
Mm.
and you don't have stage fright. The idea is you don't have stage fright or fear of speaking,
Yes.
and that confidence which children may not have. You know,
Yes.
some do have, and you. I mean, you'll be surprised. I gave them very simple topics.
Mm.
But they chose very, very, serious topics, which I was quite impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you don't expect children of that age to talk about, for example, climate change
Oh.
or pollution in India
Mm-hmm.
or unemployment,
Mm-hmm.
yoga, entrepreneurship. Those subjects you expect a eighth or ninth standard. You
Okay.
but today's children are quite uh, I think they probably read a lot more or observe more. I don't know.
I
And
think they have subject and everything is there, and because their teacher also teach these things in the classes and in
hmm,
every subjects. Like sometimes the one lesson in English or Hindi, so they are familiar with all these types of topics. So they
topics.
are able to express. Yeah.
No, what do you see with your daughter? How are you seeing her in terms of her knowledge of these kind of topics? How do you notice it?
She is really good at.
Uh,
Yeah, she can
uh,
express more well, and without as I never teach her
hmm,
grammar more, but
hmm.
at the time of speaking, she speaks correct English. So sometimes I ask from where did you learn? So she told me automatically I know because I
Yeah.
teach
Yeah.
her
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and I sometimes mistake to make these types of sentences, and she can frame their sentences very easily.
Why do you think so?
Maybe because of her school atmosphere, or she read her books and every time write. Yeah.
Mm. No, you use the word automatically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this is what people who speak well think. That
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking automatically. The
Yes.
words come to me, and I'm able to put the
Yes. Yes.
sentence together, and it's not a problem, right?
Mm.
But for a lot of people, it is not automatic
Mm. Yes. Yes.
because many people who have come from the Hindi medium
Mm.
teaching formative years, like
Yes.
not your daughter's age, maybe they're older, but they have gone through 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th standard, maybe in Hindi medium. They
Mm.
have the problem of remembering the word itself.
Yes.
Okay. That is because they are translating from Hindi to English in their mind.
Mm. Yes. Yes.
And by the time the translation happens,
Mm.
there is a time gap, meaning there's a lag,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, सोचना पड़ता है
Mm. Yes.
what to say. Because I
Yes.
tried that exercise with some of my other students and I gave them the word, they're able to tell the meaning very easily.
Mm.
Suppose I say decision or
Yes.
spectacular or stunning or whatever word it may be.
Yes.
Most words they're able to give the right Hindi meaning,
Yes.
right? But
Yes.
the problem is to convert that Hindi meaning into an English word when they are
Mm.
speaking.
Yes.
And what we think is automatic is not for them. You know,
Yes.
I'm glad to hear about your daughters because she's what 11, 12. What's her age?
Or 12. She has
12.
completed the November 12 years. Yeah.
Yeah, so most of the students I taught were that age.
Yes.
They have finished, I think, 8 months in the sixth standard, and they are having their final exam now. 8, 9 months
Mm.
ho gaya. And they're going into seventh, like your daughter might be going, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But unlike her, where her environment might be better because of school
Mm.
and home,
Yes.
most of these children are studying in a boarding school,
Mm-hmm.
and they have come from North India predominantly, and they have
Yes.
studied up to fifth standard. They have studied in Hindi medium schools,
Mm.
so their background in English is very limited.
Yes.
So it'll take them years more to get more. Some of them are good, of course. I would say 10%, 15% were good.
Mm.
Balance were people who struggle in English, and when they speak, they combine two languages,
Yes.
to
Yes.
make it more comfortable. Okay, I want to ask you something which you might think and talk about.
Yeah.
There is something called life lessons.
Life lessons. Yeah.
Yeah, you learn, right, when you're growing up in life.
Yeah.
What life lessons do have you absorbed, and what do you follow in your life? The important life lessons. For
You mean
example,
up to this age?
yeah, for example, I might think I follow a life. Just to give you an example, so that you understand,
Yeah.
is I might follow something which is honesty
Yes.
is paramount for me. Could be a life
Mm-hmm.
lesson because I learned
Yeah.
a lesson and I follow it very you know
Yeah.
regular thoroughly in
Mm-hmm.
my life. Could be one of them. Maybe I
Yeah.
have other life lessons which I
Yeah.
can pass on to my children. What would you
Yeah.
pass on to your daughter?
Firstly, honesty, because that is very important for everyone. And second one is discipline and time management. How to
Uh,
manage time. Yeah.
Expand a little bit on each of them in your words. Why?
Yes.
Why?
First, discipline, as I told, honesty. Honesty is the best policy. So each and everyone should be honest, not from with others, even by ourselves also. Because God, everyone, every time watches us. So we should be very honest with ourselves too. And if we will be honest, so in our surrounding, we will get that type of people. Because if you are positive, so we will get surrounded by the positive people. It and it's really happens. I believe that. And the same thing I teach my daughter. Every time be honest. Suppose if you do any mistake purposely or by this, what we say, unpurposely, what we say is the correct word. So
No,
you
the
should,
word should be unintentionally.
yes, unintentionally, you should always teach, tell your parents. Suppose if you did something wrong, so you should share. You should have the means dare to share with your, tell your teacher as well as your parents too. Because once you will learn to hide the things,
Hmm.
it will become your habit. So it is better to share and tell your parents so that we can make her understand, yes, at least you accept your fault and don't do the same mistake again.
Hmm.
And we are very means my husband and me, we are very means curious for these things. Always we every day we ask what happened, what happens in our school and everything. But sometimes suppose one day what happened, she in her van something has happened and she was trying to hide that thing.
Hmm.
And when I asked, every day I talked when she comes back to school. So she told that honestly she expressed everything to me. So I make her understand that yes, I'm very happy that you at least you shared me what happened exactly.
Hmm.
So I means I believe on her, and that's the reason she does not say means hide anything to us.
Does she share with you every day?
Yes, she share with me everything. Yeah. And
Uh, second.
second one is what I told, a discipline. A discipline is very important uh, because as a disciplined person can achieve anything in their life. So I teach her to be not purposely I teach, as I follow every schedule on time. So she means then she observed all the things what I do. So on by unknowingly she learn how to be a discipline in life. I do never teach like yes you should be disciplined, as I keep all my things on proper place, and when I give time to someone, so I reach there on time. And if I someone comes on that time for dinner or lunch, so I prepare. So in this way, she learn how to be a discipline in life. And third one, what I told, mm, first
Time,
honesty, discipline, and
time, time
time.
management.
Time management is very important because if we learn how to manage our time, so uh, we can do anything. Like God has given 24 hours to everyone. So if we know how to give time for each and every work, set the priorities in our life, so we can fulfill all things one by one.
Yeah, yeah. Does she follow what you're teaching her?
At some extent she follows.
Yeah, which is no, which is all you can expect at this age.
Yes, yes,
She's still, very young. No, no, very good. Actually, this thing about she talking to you every day
yeah,
these days, it's critical.
yes,
Why I'm saying this is because of the advent of digital social media and things which people use on phone.
yes,
She might also be uh, looking at something or the other most
yes,
of the time, a tendency is there to not communicate,
yes.
to keep it to yourself. You know,
Hmm.
I see more, maybe not in the so much in the sixth standard, but as she grows up, because
Yes,
let's say she becomes eighth, ninth, tenth, whatever,
yes,
I find the higher classes students not communicating,
yes.
and a lot of parents have said they don't speak to us, which is a danger.
Because I think it's the duty of parents, and somewhere the parents are wrong. Maybe sometimes
Feel.
we are also wrong. But my husband, he is very spiritual, very very spiritual person he is. And sometimes if I do some mistake, so he firstly make me understand. And suppose someday if I rebuke or shout, so she stopped me to do that and make me understand, and after my then for my daughter, and we sit together and discuss that topic in a very nice way.
That is very, very good parenting.
Yeah,
One is you have left your communication lines open, which is very good. You know,
yeah.
uh, I know when I brought up my children, we had that experience of you can talk anything to us, you know,
Mm,
to us, not to
yes.
somebody else. And we can tell you what is right or wrong as parents, right? Today, that communication line has been cut.
Mm,
I have noticed in many, many cases. And you are absolutely right that in many cases, the parents are at fault.
yes,
We had a discussion on mobile phone usage
yes.
once, and I'm not a counselor or anything like that. But gentle parenting rules are there. You learn what is
Yes.
right, what is wrong with children, and all that. And one of the things was uh, parents give the mobile phone very easily to the
Mm,
children when they are growing up.
yes.
And there was a discussion somewhere which I read, and I was sharing with them is don't allow a mobile phone until a person reaches a particular age, which is
Yes.
in India it could be not before 15 or not before
Mm,
16, whereas in USA it is 12
mm,
because there everything is fast.
yes.
The girl by 12, 13, she's deciding her life,
Mm,
which is why their society is in such a turmoil, right?
mm,
In many ways. So one of the things was not to give a child access to mobile phone unless it is controlled by the parent
yes.
till a certain age.
Yes.
After 18, okay, they are adults. They will, watch or they'll follow what they want. But younger age, they get so carried away by this, this mobile,
Mm,
iPad, whatever, and they stop talking. One of the
yes.
biggest faults in, I believe, children growing up and they cross a certain age is anxiety comes in fast. There's mental
Mm,
health issues.
yes.
All of it is because they don't share with you.
Mm,
What is their problem? What are changes happening to them? You know, relationships, things
yes.
like that. So what you're doing, madam, is the best thing.
Yes.
Make them come to you as often as possible and share as much as possible.
Yeah.
So they have taken it out of their mind, and told you, this is the
Yes.
problem, this is what I'm facing, studies wise, even friendship wise, relationship wise, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Excellent. Other thing I want you to talk about is value system. You know,
Value system.
value system. What do you follow as a person?
For my daughter or for
No,
me.
no, no. As a person, if all of us have a
Oh,
value
okay.
system, right?
Oh, yes, yes, yeah.
Which we have been handed over by your parents or my parents, and we follow
Hmm.
certain things, and there is no negotiation.
Yes, yes. So for value system, I follow like to give respect to my elders. First thing, very strictly, and even I teach this thing to my daughter too. Respect
mm,
to your elders,
mm,
it's very crucial. Mostly our parents and our elders at home, and even when you go outside.
mm.
So to give respect to your teachers and in our residence, to our neighbors, if anyone is elder, so it's very crucial to give respect and to speak politely to anyone.
Mm.
That I follow very strictly. And the second thing, never tell lie to anyone. That I strictly follow, not from now, since my childhood.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
can
even
be
I would like to share one small
yeah,
story.
incident.
When
Tell
I
me.
was in eighth grade, so as
Yes.
I completed my study from village, so my center went in another village. So there was copy system, like sir came near and give the cheat to copy. So he was
Mm.
giving the cheat to their students, means of their own class, own school, as well as he also gave that cheat to me. So I directly denied to take,
Mm.
and I shouted that teacher at that time, "Don't give me that. So I will write whatever I know." So after means
Mm.
when the exam was over, and that teacher told my principal
Mm.
that one girl from your school denied to take the note.
But why was
So
he doing that?
because as you know that in UP that system they follow. But as I means studied in a good school, like it was Hindi medium school, but means
Mm.
that school follow the RSS rules. So in
Ah,
our
ah,
school,
ah.
yes, we are means our teachers are very strict and they taught all the good things, means
Mm.
moral things. So
Mm.
because of that reason, I denied to take that chip.
But
Yeah.
is the system, is it there as a system there?
Oh, I completed my eighth standard long year ago. Yeah.
No, I remember seeing a movie. I don't know the movie.
Hmm.
In that movie, the principal talks about this. And
Yeah.
when the surprise vigilance squad comes, there's some
Yes.
vigilance
Yes.
people who come to check up or something. And when they come and
Hmm.
talk to him and ask him, why are you doing it? He says, we need to
Hmm.
get good results.
Yeah.
Then only children will join our school.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I remember that. I remember it might be because it's actually happening in many schools, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
I,
Yeah.
I, I was a bit surprised. Yeah, good, good.
Yeah.
Couple of things. What else? Is there any other, value which you might keep in mind?
Mm. Good characters is very important also in our life. Yeah. These are the things, and I think each and every one have that.
Yeah, to begin with, everyone has. Life changes people, right?
Yeah.
You become dishonest, or you don't.
Yes.
You change your character. Sometimes you say people has changed. Money changes people, isn't it? Or greed,
Yes.
greed, circumstances. I don't know. It can happen. It can happen. According to you, Saraswati ji, what gives you the most happiness?
Most happiness. Mm. It's very difficult to say, but now I can say when I do things and things go according to me, what I want. So that time I really feel happy. Yeah.
Give me an example.
Like as today, if I have decided to do whatever things and I complete all these things on time, so I that makes me happy. And if I do something good for another people, or
Mm,
in the whole day, if I means not the means no any negative thought come in my mind, that
mm,
sometimes as a human being, we we sometimes be jealous to someone, or if someone told to some bad things told us, so that means thought always going in our mind. If I avoid to maybe if means if I am able to avoid these types of thoughts, so that makes me happy. And sometimes when I sit for yoga and try to forgive all the people who did something wrong with me, so that makes me also happy, because every day I do, I just forgive all, try to forgive each and everyone.
In that connection, I'll give you a story. Okay.
Yeah.
I was sharing it with somebody else because I read about it recently about forgiving. It's a story which is shared by a person called Stephen Covey. He's a self help guru. Okay. His name is
Mhm.
Stephen Covey, American. He says, sometimes he says, I do a practice which is I imagine I'm dead. Okay.
Mhm.
So and I'm lying down in a coffin because he's a Christian guy, so they lie in a coffin, right? And people are walking past me, looking at me,
Mhm.
but I'm dead, but I'm watching them. So somebody passes by, my uncle, my auntie, my mother, my father, my brother, whatever. People are
Mhm.
passing by and paying their respects. He says, I do an exercise where I look at each of them and forgive them for what they did to me in
Yeah.
my life, in my life.
Yes, yes.
Then I have passed my thinking about everybody, and then I get up as if I'm back alive
Mm.
and treat them the same way I have earlier mentioned.
Yeah.
You see how your life changes,
Yes.
isn't it?
It's very difficult, but by if we focus and concentrate on things every day, so definitely we can forget. It's not so easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you may not forget, but you may forget. Yes, why not?
Yeah.
Forget your memory sometimes may come back, but if you've conquered that issue, it's a
Yeah.
positive, isn't it? I mean,
Yes.
you can't keep these regrets or sort of what do you call it anger within you
Yeah.
forever, which also makes you a bitter person. I think
Yes.
you're always thinking about this. Yeah, okay. It's just these kind of discussions sometimes are interesting because you tend to think a little bit more about your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, about what do you think, what is your value, what is your lesson, how do you treat people, what is the source of your happiness. As you rightly said, happiness is very difficult to define.
Yeah.
For me, seeing a flower in my plant might be happiness
Yes.
at that moment. It's momentary. What we call momentary is temporary,
Yeah.
but it's a happiness moment, that
Yes.
small. And it can be the smallest things give you happiness, actually,
Yes.
not the big things necessarily, right?
Yeah.
Okay, few things. Pronunciation. You, by the way, you used a very good word called rebuke, which
Uh-huh.
is it's not a very commonly used. You normally people say scold,
Mm-hmm.
which is a very normal word.